Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Marilyn Kroplick, President of In Defense of Animals, and I'm here in beautiful Panama. Welcome to Vegan Cooking and Food Psychology with Chef Kathleen Kastner and myself. This show is sponsored by Carnivores Anonymous, a 12-step program for all recovering carnivores. That's every one of you. We provide steps and strategies to conquer cravings, lose weight, reverse chronic illness, and save millions of animals by adopting a whole food plant-based diet. Please join our national program on www.carnivoresanonymous.org. I'll turn the show over to Chef Kathleen, who'll introduce our featured recipe. Kathleen?
Thanks, Dr. Marilyn. Hi, everybody. Today we're going to make chocolate chip cookie dough bites, and they are so easy and delicious. So stay tuned, and we'll make them together in a few minutes.
Well, here we are in step 8. We've come a long way. This step seems very simple. It's just making a list of people you've harmed and be willing to make amends to them. It looks very simple at first glance, but then when you think about it, it's not so simple. It's not so easy. Because when we list people's names that we've harmed, our own destructive history comes back to us. Looking at this list with discerning eyes helps us understand ourselves. It's a good gauge of willingness to do whatever it takes to achieve freedom from animal products and liberate ourselves from its negative consequences. It reminds us to look at why we are doing this work. First and foremost, it's to get free of animal products and to stay free of them. Cleaning up our personal relationships helps us to let go of destructive past emotions that feed addiction to meat, dairy, and processed foods. A joyful and serene life is available to you. All you have to do is clean up your relationships. This requires, a serene life requires harmonious relationships. And while we're traveling in our inner landscape, it has perils within the journey. It's important to eliminate interpersonal conflicts as soon as possible. We must learn to let go. Otherwise, lingering guilt and shame will continue to fuel our many problems. Cleaning up our act unburdens us. Otherwise, true peace remains elusive. As we age, often regrets remain unresolved. Ironically, the more we face our pain and our past regrets, the less they assault us, because we're looking at the root of our conflict. We gain real insight into our basic flaws that are feeding our addiction to meat, dairy, and processed foods. Even as our health deteriorates, animals die, and environment suffers. Step 8, the list of names, is just a list that provides a window into our own destructive past habits that we have acted out in our relationships. Fortunately, we can change this in the next moment. We can begin again by forgiving others and ourselves. That's the first step. So next time we're distracted, ruminating on past memory, future fantasy, or mentally judging someone, we can right this wrong immediately and begin anew. The first and foremost step is to forgive ourselves and take a deep breath in and return to a peaceful state. With persistent effort, we will learn how to nurture ourselves and others and in our relationships. When writing an amend list, open up to the pain. Our hearts will then soften with willingness to face pain, ours and others. Love and compassion awakens and blossoms. Now I'll turn the mic over to Chef Kathleen, who will show us how to make chocolate chip cookie dough bites. Kathleen?
Thanks again, Dr. Marilyn. So we are going to make these yummy chocolate chip cookie dough bites from the website Avery, A-V-E-R-I-E, averycooks.com. So I highly recommend you check out her website and subscribe to her newsletter for delicious vegan recipes. So this recipe only calls for 5 ingredients: cashews, oats, vanilla, maple syrup, and some vegan chocolate chips. So it's very easy. So, and it only makes about 10 bites, so you can double this recipe if you want. I'm not going to do that today. So you're going to add 2/3 cup of raw cashews. Make sure they're raw, and I love this Kirkland Costco brand. This is a 2-pound container of raw cashews, so make sure they're not salted. All right, and then you're going to add 1/3 cup raw oats, and you want just the old-fashioned oats. I love to get my oats in the bin from the health food store, and they're actually gluten-free. Oats are naturally gluten-free, but sometimes they can get cross-contaminated in processing or in the field. So if that's an issue for you, you can find gluten-free oats. And once you have those 2 ingredients, we're going to blend them in a food processor. All right, turn down the volume. And you want to blend it until it's a fine powder. So that looks pretty fine to me. And then we're going to add the maple syrup, or you could use agave. And we're going to do 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And again, Kirkland, Costco brand of organic maple syrup. We need Costco to sponsor our show. So a little sweet, so there's going to be no refined sugar, just the maple syrup. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla, which is also from Kirkland. Okay, give it a little shake. And just 1 teaspoon. So those are our 2 liquid ingredients. Give it a little sweet and a little more flavor. Then we're going to blend it again. I've never tried it in a blender, so I'm not sure. You could try it, but for greater success, you might want to use your food processor. Okay, here we go, and I have a Cuisinart. Sometimes people ask me about my food processor, and we have a Cuisinart, and I really love it. Now it starts to become more doughy by adding the liquid. Okay. Now the great thing about these cookie dough bites, there are no eggs, right? So no risk for salmonella and no cholesterol. All right, and then I'm going to take the blade out, and I'm going to give it a little stir here. So hopefully you can make sure they can see that. It's very, very doughy. Now I'm going to transport it into a bowl here. I can do this. Okay. And then we're going to stir in our chocolate chips. Whoops, I got really stuck, sorry. And it's great. You can just eat it out of the bowl if you don't want to make the balls. But we are going to form it into little balls here in a minute. All right, I need 2 right hands to master this. Hang on. Okay, we want to get all that deliciousness here. Okay. Normally I just do it in the hair, but I want you to be able to see it a little better. So this isn't. Yeah, and then you can add in about 1/4 cup of vegan chocolate chips. I'm using carob today. Carob is caffeine free if that is important to you. And you could do 1/4 or less. I'm going to try a little less. I may have gotten too much. And then you're going to just use your hands and mix it together. My husband's rooting for more. More chips, he says on the camera. More chocolate. Okay. We love chocolate, but chocolate doesn't always love us. It keeps us awake because we don't drink caffeine. So that's why we do carob. But Costco does have an amazing bag of non-dairy. It just says non-dairy chocolate chips. It doesn't necessarily say vegan, so keep that in mind when you're shopping. Some things are vegan, they just aren't going to say the big V on the front. You have to read the ingredients. Okay, so it looks like we have probably too many chocolate chips. Okay, now you can roll them into balls. And my friend got me this awesome cookie dough scoop. You could use that or just use your hands. So let's try the official scoop and see how it goes. And then you just make a little ball. And that is really it. Those are the chocolate chip cookie dough bites from Avery Cooks. They're great for a little mid-afternoon pick-me-up, maybe with some tea. Or if you're in a hurry, you could take one with you for breakfast. All whole foods, plant-based ingredients. And again, no cholesterol. There is some fat from the cashews, but minimal sugar just with the maple syrup. So I hope you enjoy them. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you.
Wow. Thanks, Kathleen. The chocolate chip cookie dough bites, well, they look super yummy. And thanks, Kathleen, for showing us how to make it. If you tried this recipe, please send us your comments on Carnivores Anonymous Facebook page. I'd like to close with a Buddhist prayer to help prepare the soil for nurturing step 8. So take a deep breath in. Now breathe out. And repeat these words calmly while making your list. May all beings be free from meat, dairy, and processed foods. May all beings be free from the harms of addiction and chronic illness. May all beings be happy, joyous, and free from suffering. And that's it for today. Thanks for tuning into our show. Please join us in September for Step 9 and learning another fabulous vegan dish from Chef Kathleen. Bye for now. Take care. Happy cooking and food